Davey, another late goal, unfortunately. Just heart's broken again. But
yeah, I think I need to take responsibility for that. But again, I found it hard to criticise the players today. I thought there was a level of naivety with the 2 goals we lose in terms of where the ball goes. Dan knows he shouldn't play it there, and he's actually apologised. And remarked with a handball, is real level of naivety there at that stage. But I don't think we were bad. I think we could do better on the ball at times. But I find it hard to criticise a lot of the performance because I thought there was a lot of plus points in there. The league's hard. I knew the league was going to be hard. I knew you were going to come into the season and people are going to throw stats at you, but the league is hard. It's hard for a reason. I knew we'd be down that area. I thought we'd had more points on the board than we actually have, but the ones we've let ourselves down with, 3 games at home, last minute goals have actually killed us. That's a difficult one.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd say the performance overall was pretty decent.
You got in there at 1 each. I think the narrative's totally changed. You think that the boys showed character, you could see them working hard. Certain elements missing for the game last week. A level of naivety with the first 2 goals we lose last week. But certain elements missing for the game last week, which I feel were here for the majority of this game. And that's what I asked for, the performance. And I felt, partly 2 individual errors, I felt the majority of the performance was there. Yeah, we can look after the ball a wee bit more in the final third and make better decisions in the final third, but it's the Premiership. It's difficult. It's difficult for a reason.
You've kind of managed to string a back 4 together out there. Obviously, Joshua Brennan gets his first start. Montano comes back in after a spell out. Danny Wilson touched him in during the week as well, and Dan Finlayson's playing out of position.
It's a back 4 that's never played together. And I think I said to Dan Finlayson, Dan apologised for his decision making. With the one that we lose a goal for, but I thought Dan was very, very good. I thought for the majority of the game Dan was really, really good. I felt Joshua will get better as the game goes on. You're asking that back. Chris's last competitive start was against East Fife in the Cup, and I think it lasted 20 minutes, something along the lines. So you've strung a back 4 there, but that's how I feel sorry for them. I feel really, really sorry for them because I don't. Do you deserve it? Don't you deserve it? It's a hard one. It's a hard one to kind of dissect. It's 2 bits of naivety within the game. But I think you've got to give the boys credit. I find it hard to criticise a lot of that performance. In all honesty, I find it hard to criticise a lot of it.
There's a few fans sitting in amongst us who would disagree with that, kind of calling for your head early doors in terms of that. What's your kind of message back to that?
I find it incredible, and anybody that came into this season thinking we were just going to be, I don't know, sitting 6th, 7th, 8th. Anybody that came into this season thinking it wasn't going to be difficult, I think it's a wee bit delusional. I think you've got to understand where we are as a club, where we are. Yeah, listen, we're more than capable of staying in this league, and the stability is a massive factor in that. But anybody coming in thinking we've just got a divine right to stay in that league, we were everybody's favourites for relegation. And it's not going to change. So you've got a squad of players. Yeah, there's Premiership players that have played at that level before, but no as a group. And I just feel, I think if the players deserve a wee bit more support. I don't know. I may be wrong here. But I think stick together. This is going to be a difficult season, and that doesn't help. It doesn't help. And it doesn't help the players, it doesn't help me. Now, I think I've shown my credibility. I think I've done enough at this football club for them to know I'm a half-decent manager. So, go and show a wee bit of faith in us when we need you. Last year was good, it was easy, it's easy to be a supporter. But going back to players and back myself and back to staff, because it is difficult, football's difficult. But I just feel to be doing that. Anybody that looks at that game and says the boys never left everything they had on the park, I think is looking at a different game of football. There's a moments we can do better, 1,000,000%. 1,000,000%. It's 2 naive decisions within the game that costs the game, and that's ultimately what costs the game today.
I think the context is we're only 10 games in.
You're only 10 games in, but there is a bit of PTSD kicking around, I feel, coming from that relegation year. But I don't know, I think, maybe this is a wrong analogy, but you look at the English Prem, look at the teams coming up, it's hard. And it's the same here. It's different leagues, but it's the same. The perspective is that the team's coming up for the champion, and people will caveat that with Falkirk, and understand that. But I just feel, I don't think we're a million miles away. I don't feel we're a million miles away. I think we've got more than enough to keep us in this league. And if that wasn't everyone's aim at the start of the season, it's been my aim, it's been the group's aim. Make sure we're competitive in games, which I think for the majority we have. Easter Road, take that one in the chin. And it's just, we're learning on the job. There's certain players learning on the job this year. You speak about the back four. It's the first time the back four's ever played. It's Joshua's first game in Scottish football. It's difficult. Max, that's 10 games he's played, or maybe less than that with the Hearts game. But 9 games he's played in the Scottish Premiership. So I think you've got to be realistic there. But I just hope the fans can see and back the players, because I don't think they realise at times how much that means. How much that means when you've got that support in the stands that are pushing the players on, pushing the staff on. I think it makes a world of a difference.
You touched on that kind of Hibs blip last weekend. We're obviously running at them again next weekend. What we're going to do differently?
Play better. But again, like the third and fourth goal, take them out of the equation. The first 2 goals we lose are diabolical. And we've got to get better at that. We've got to be better at that. We're at home, so I think it's every home team. The game becomes a little bit easier than what it does in an away fixture, so it's a totally different game. Hibs away, Hibs here. But you're playing against a team that's going to be top 6. They're going to be in and around the top 6. They've spent a lot of money. But we're more than capable, in my opinion, of getting something from the game. But it's going to be difficult. But if Hibs come here next week and they beat Livingston, it shouldn't be a shock to anybody. But it doesn't mean the people within this building, the players on that park, are not going to do everything they can to try and win that game of football. And I think you can approach most games like that this year. I think it's going to be difficult.